We will now call the July 29th Plat Committee meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Secretary, will you call the roll?
Ms. Stoller? Here. Ms. Schaefer?
Here.
And Mr. Taylor's not with us. Thank you.
Do we have a motion for approval of the minutes from May 27th of 2021?
Motion approved.
Second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. And do we have a motion for approval of the June 24th, 2021 minutes as well?
Motion to approve.
All those in favor say aye. 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 All right, so the first item is PP 21-8, Whitcraft Estates, which has been continued. So we will move on to item number 2, which is PP 21-10, Gus and Captain Estates, and we have Ross Hillary to present.
Good evening, Plat Committee. Again, Ross Hillary, Assistant Director of Planning and Zoning. Before you tonight, like Megan said, is PP 21-10, which is Gus and Captain Estates. It's approval of a primary plat for 2 lots on 3.03 acres. You see here on the map, it is located at 11178 East 131st Street, across from Fishers High School, located near the intersection of Promise Road and East 131st Street. The property is zoned R1 residential, which is a zoning district that falls under our Unified Development Ordinance. Applicable lot standards, again, fall to R1 residential district. The 2 proposed lots that you see here tonight do meet those minimum requirements. No new public or private roads are dedicated. The full 50-foot half right-of-way is to be dedicated along 131st Street. You'll see that here shown. No new sidewalks or shared use paths will be installed unless the property owners decide to redevelop their lot. A 10-foot shared use path is shown here on that plat to make sure that happens when and if those properties redevelop. No public comments have been received at the time of writing the staff report, and none have been received since then. What is before you tonight has changed slightly from what was provided on the agenda. The petitioner addressed the remaining engineering comments from TAC. The proposed plat meets all the requirements as outlined in the UDO, and staff does recommend approval of the primary plat on the basis that it meets the requirements of the Fishers UDO. I will also note that this is part of our minor platting process, and a public hearing is not required. The petitioner is here if you have any additional questions.
Great, thank you. I do have one question for staff. Are they connecting to water and sewer?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any additional questions?
Just one quick correction. Public hearing is required. Public comment is not required on the minor plats. You have public hearing. That is required.
Gotcha.
Public comment is not.
All right, apologies.
Thank you for the clarification. All right, do I have a motion? I second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, the next item, which is a major plat or regular plat, so this does require a public hearing and public comment. PP 21-11, Piombino Dese, we have Ross Hillary to present.
Again, thank you, Ross Hillary. Like Megan said, PP 21-11, this is approval of a primary plat for 2 lots and 2 blocks for the future subdivision of approximately 70.55 acres. Also here on this map, it is located near the intersection of Cumberland Road and 126th Street. The site is zoned PUDC and is subject to the Sunbeam Development PUD Ordinance 090788B as amended. Applicable lot standards fall to the UDO C3 Commercial Zoning District. Access to all parcels will be provided through a proposed internal road network as identified here on the primary plat. The east-west connector is proposed to line up with the entrance to the U.S. Foods facility located on the east side of Cumberland Road. All new roads will be public, dedicated as right-of-way, and will be required to meet minimum requirements as illustrated in the City of Fishers engineering design standards. No public comments have been received. The proposed plat does meet all the requirements as outlined in the PUD and the UDO as applicable. The proposed plat aligns with the Fishers 2040 future land use map, which identifies this area as Flex Employment Center. The City of Fishers intends to develop the site with office research, R&D, and a focus on the life sciences. Again, as the previous plat, what you see before you has changed slightly from what was provided on the agenda to address the remaining TAC comments. Staff does recommend approval as presented. The petitioner is here if you have any additional questions.
Thank you. I will now open it up for a public hearing. If there's anyone from the public that wishes to come forward, please do so now. All right, seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Any questions?
This is gonna be for life sciences. I mean, I'm just trying to think about what's across the street, what's on the other side of the street, right here? Can we bring that up?
So we have Parkside Drive, which is a private road as well, with a mixture of different sorts of small-scale retail, a couple of restaurants. The Goodwill is located here, small car sales. Middleton Place, which is a residential neighborhood, as well as Sterling Green, which is located here, also a residential neighborhood. I will note that at this time, no additional curb cuts are shown anywhere on 126 that would conflict with these neighborhoods. The ones that are shown here on the primary plat are located here on Cumberland, and then again, easier to show on this one, would utilize the street stub that was reconstructed prior to the 37 construction.
And I would also note that this is the location of the recent announcement of the Stefanato Group, that site, yeah, at this location. Correct.
It is located, or would be located on Lot 1, which is the 35 acres south of this proposed right-of-way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's down. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I know this is.
Yeah, the only other note I'll make from a staff perspective is while this is shown as Lot 1, we do have Block A and Block B here. At this time, we have, we don't have any particular users, so that's why they're being shown at what their max amount that they could be subdivided in the future, which will be done through a secondary platting process. So Block A is shown here with a max lot of 6. Block B is shown here with a max lot of 9.
Yeah, I just, I mean, I think, future as this gets developed, that neighborhood across the street is gonna be wondering about the traffic. But I think we have room here to expand this cutouts on Cumberland and things like that, so. Or, no, it's 126. Right there. Okay. And they have, those, yeah. No questions, I just wanted to make sure I was there.
Sure.
All right, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
I second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, do we have any old business, new business, or staff communications?
No staff communications.
All right, great. We will now adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.